Today we're going to talk about introductions in narrative writing. Narrative means it tells a story. Let's look at some introductions from some narrative books. This narrative book is Max and Zoe at School. In this introduction, it says, Max and Zoe sat next to each other in school. One Friday afternoon, Max's pencil rolled off his desk. So the introduction is the beginning of the story, and it tells us the characters and the setting that are in the story. In this story, the characters are Max and Zoe, and the setting is at school on Friday. So this introduction told me who was in the story and where the story takes place. Let's look at another story. This narrative is Rapunzel. This introduction says, a young man and his wife lived in a small house. This narrative tells me who and where in the story. The characters are the young man and his wife, and the setting is a small house. Let's look at another story. This story is Airplane Adventure. In this narrative, the introduction says, Juan and Anna are going to Mexico. Again, this narrative tells me the characters and the setting. Who is in the story and where are they? Let's look at one more narrative. This one is Cinderella.
Once upon a time, a lovely young girl named Cinderella lived in a grand mansion with her stepmother and two stepsisters.
So in this one, it is a fairy tale. That's a type of narrative that's made up. Most fairy tales, like Cinderella, start with once upon a time. But it still tells me the setting and the characters. The characters are a young girl named Cinderella with her two stepsisters and her stepmother. And the setting is her mansion, so her house or her castle.